Lesson 12. In this lesson, we'll continue to analyze the graph of a function, starting out with finding values from the graph of a function. So if we are asked to find f of x graphically, we are trying to find the value of the function at a particular value of x. To do this, we find this value on the x-axis, and from there go up or down until we meet the graph of the function. Then we determine what the value of y is at that point on the graph by moving left or right until we meet the y-axis. So let me show you an example. In C, we are asked to find f of -1. So remember that the value inside the parentheses lets us know the value of x. So another way to think of this is when x is equal to -1, we're trying to figure out what y is equal to. So what I want to do is I want to go to -1 on the x-axis, which is here, and then go up or down until I hit the graph, which is there. And then I can go to the y-axis to see what that value is. So f of -1 is equal to 1. F of 2, well, I go over here to 2 on the x-axis. This time I'm going to go down because the graph is below that. And that point is at -3 on the y-axis. So f of 2 is equal to -3. Now, if we're asked to find items like D and E, notice that the -3 and the -2 are not inside here, they're out here. So what this is asking is, what value of x will give me y equals -3? One way to look at it is up above here. If we are asked to find what value of x gives an indicated value of y, we find the indicated value of y on the y-axis, and from there move left or right until we meet the graph of the function. Then we determine what the value of x is at this point on the graph by moving up or down until we meet the x-axis. So for instance, y equals -3. So I find -3 on the y-axis. It's here. I go until I hit the graph, which is there. And then I figure out, well, what value of x gives that? And so x is equal to 2 when y is equal to -3. For E, I'm asked to find what value of x will give me y equals -2. So I find -2 on the y-axis, which is here. I go over to this point until I hit the graph, and then I go up, and it looks like when x is 1, y is -2. I think in ALEKS, what they actually have you do is draw this horizontal line for problems like D and E, and then from there go up. And then they would do the same thing for -3. Moving on. I'm sorry, let me go back to here and finish this up. So the domain of f, if we're looking left and right, the leftmost point is here, and the value of x is -1. The rightmost point is here, and the value of x there is 5. We put a closed or a bracket at -1 because this circle is closed, and we put a parentheses at 5 because that circle is open. With the range, we're looking for the lowest and the highest point. So the lowest point is here, and with range, we're using the y values. So their lowest point is -3, And the highest point is here, and the y value there is positive 3. So the range would be negative 3, 3, both with brackets because both of those circles are closed. Remember that even if there is no circle drawn or no dot drawn, this line is, or this curve is made up of infinitely many closed circles. So the only time it will be parentheses is when an open circle is drawn, like here. I'll do another video for the next example.